Norman has really been pushing the envelope because he is continually looking for new ways, very often natural and innovative ways, to stop human suffering. In fact, I was very interested to see that the paper you're publishing now in January is on Botox and depression. Now, if that isn't a new and unusual I don't know what is. I might mention that Norman learned TM back in the 70s as a medical student, and I honestly think I taught you. But anyway, the thing is that it was only a couple of years ago, looking that one of his patients was having good results with TM, and he looked into the research and was understandably impressed, and Transcendence was the result of that. The other book, wonderful book, is The Gift of Adversity, which is currently on the LA Times bestsellers list. And the New York Daily News has said that it's one of the best self-help books that everyone should look out for now in 2014. And understanding how much competition there is in that field, that's really quite amazing. So Norman, thank you. We're so honored to have you, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Vicky, for that kind introduction, and to you and Richard for inviting me here.
To me, it just simply feels like coming home. So it's good to be back. The story that I'm going to tell you actually began here with, it could have been Vicky, I can't remember, many years ago when I first learned TM. Was the early 70s, and the Beatles had just been to India, and Maharishi had come out to the West, and those were heady times. And TM was quite a fad at that time, and I learned it because I thought it was a very cool, fun thing to learn, and it was. But what I didn't do, which I should have done, is I didn't take it seriously enough. I didn't realize that it's not just a cool, fun thing to do, that it is a pretty amazing technique. And I went on with my studies and with my travels into the States and to all kinds of research things. And then I was sitting in my practice one day when a young bipolar man whom I treat said to me, "You know, Doc," he said, "your medicines, they're all good and well. But what's making me really happy 90% of the time is got nothing to do with your medicines. It's transcendental meditation." I said, "Oh yeah, I know, I did that too." And then he started to quiz me. He sort of turned the tables on me. He said, "Oh, why did you stop?" I said, "Well, I had a lot of other things to do." So, you should get back to that again. So I was sort of sitting there, nodding, yeah, where am I going to find this 20 minutes twice a day? And he says, you should, you owe it to yourself. So after he kind of kept at me, I thought, all right, I'll do it. And then he checked in on me and said, "Are you doing it?" I said, and I found no change or anything. It happened in me. He said, "Are you doing it?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you doing it twice a day, every day?" I said, "Well, not really." He said, "Well, how would it be if I took my medicines not every day? How would that be? How would the medicines work?" I said, "Not too good." I mean, I was already seeing where he was going. So I said, all right, I'll do it twice a day. And so I did. And lo and behold, I wasn't one of these guys like my friend David Lynch, who said it felt like a cable on an elevator had been cut and he splashed down into a pool of bliss. That hasn't quite happened yet. But something quite subtle and marvelous happened instead. And that was that I found that I would just not get upset about stuff. Things that would bother me just stopped bothering me. In America they say don't sweat the small stuff. Well, it's very easy to say it, but it's not so easy to do it. Because life keeps presenting us with these little challenges and irritations and whatever. We just found that we didn't have the slides that I was going to use, whatever. And somehow this is what I call a surge protector to the nervous system. Things that are going to cause you to surge don't bother you anymore, don't bother me anymore, which is pretty remarkable. I mean, if somebody told me that there was this technique that would do that, I wouldn't ever actually believe them. So then I started thinking, this is amazing. This is quite amazing. And you know, if I skip it, I'll know the difference.